Hi Sunny, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Devashri. I'm doing excellent. How are you?
Nice. I'm busy and blessed. I'm speaking with so many people in context of this ICF India Awards. They have come back with very smart questions to which I don't have the answer. So I'm going to ask you those since you have been a part of the team and putting it all together. But these are coming directly from the people who are excited about this award. How much time it's going to take, because we all would like to know, would like to block our time and do it in an appropriate manner. So what is your thought on that? Because this is one question everybody I've been speaking to is asking about time and what are the things that they need to be ready with to fill up this application.
Sure. So let me get back to both the time and the complexity parts. Obviously, the first time when I saw and I was like, I don't understand what all is going on and so on and so forth. But if you ask me whether it is effort or it is complex, I would say it is effort. But the process is fairly simple. And I think an easy way for me would be to show you really what it means for one of the awards.
I think that's going to be very helpful.
I have the website open, and this is the link which has been shared on multiple forums. It talks about all these awards, which is the Rising Star. You have in each of the section you have the eligibility, nomination, and the nominate now. So you can check whether you are eligible because this is only for ACC.
Right.
If you are a PCC or MCC, you go to some other award.
Right.
Then there are in all these sections again, like the Trailblazer, you'll have the nomination resources. Typically, the nomination resources is 3 files. One is the rubric scoring, which will be used by the jury to kind of judge, and give their scores on these parameters for the coaches who are being nominated. So you better see this because then you can answer in relation to this. There's the nomination worksheet template, which is a PDF. So let me open up one here. Until the time it is opening, I'll also open the third, which is the nomination submission worksheet.
What is the difference between both?
Yeah. So the template is a template sheet on top of each page. Please do not fill it. So this is for you to just do a read through. So one thing which you can do is when you have time, if you're traveling, if you're, kind of having this reading time, just take out the time for the award which you are eligible. Just go through once with a complete read of it. That's how you'll kind of understand what all it entails. If you see a lot of the information is just collecting information. That are you ICF member, which chapter you are, what kind of credential you hold, what is your name, address, and the things like this. So very simple, very quick information to be filled. But again, don't fill it on this sheet. This is just a read through for you to see what all it entails. This is the section which starts talking about, which is in correlation to the rubric. So the parameters which are there, your impact and contribution of the nominee to the profession in 300 words or less. Again, as I said, just read through what all it entails, because the first is, this form, so much I have to write. But yes, there is hard work and effort only in these pages. And look at this from the perspective of the benefits which we talked about, the long-term benefits of receiving such an award, and also for kind of your performance evaluation. Like, as coaches, we are independent. It will also give you an understanding how you can navigate yourself to really hold that standard, which kind of will be making you eligible for an award in the future, even if you don't believe in an awards. So you kind of evaluate yourself, how am I doing? And again, this is kind of in the form, you just have to take this, but you need to read through this. So what I did once is read through this, maybe once or twice, and it's a simple read. And that's the whole idea of the template. It's not something which you have to keep doing.
How much time should somebody block for filling out this form? Like 300 words, it's the maximum limit, right? So
I'll answer you this question once I show you the form.
Sure.
So this is what we are saying is the worksheet. It is a Word document. And this is the time which takes the most effort, being filled by the self. For self-nomination, in case of either the Rising Star or Trailblazer, they will have their own time of filling this. If this is being filled by a nominator for all the 3 awards, then this will have their own time of filling it. And I'll show you why. So let's go down. What are the questions? So we are writing in 300 words or less how the nominee has contributed to the coaching profession. Let's take in this one. So depending upon the nominator and the nominee, if he's a self-nominee who's writing this, this could take probably 15 minutes or maybe half an hour. It just depends on how the nominee or the nominator who's writing about the nominee know this very well. So this could be a to and fro which is happening between the nominator and the nominee also. Or if you're a self-nominee, you may kind of look at what you have done over the last year. Look at places which you can put these examples and kind of fill it up well and do a reread and kind of, really make this better. So this really is the crux of the whole form. But let's look at this. In a typical form, such questions which are 300 words or less, this is the impact and contribution to ICF, the mission, vision, and core values is 200 words or less. So collaboration, humanity, equity, all these values which are there to social change, thought leadership, all this, the more you substantiate it, the more robust your form will be, because the jury is going to look at this very minutely and see in terms of the parameters from the rubric, how this scores well in terms of their understanding. So fill this up with whatever information you have. And I would say if I was, so I'm an ACC, and if I was filling this form, I would say that I would take, with a very focused work, about 3 to 4 hours.
Got it.
And this is the effort I would think that most people would like to put behind a robust application. And then obviously you can take a day to kind of relax and see, okay, what you have done as that focused work, and come back and review it before you do the final submission. And if you are not self-nominating, if you are being nominated by somebody else, they may get in touch with you as the nominee and see, because they need that information from you about really, have I covered this? What really work you have done? Have you made it robust enough? And that to and fro could be another leg of work which happens. But overall, I think in that overall niche of 4 hours, everything should suffice.
Right.
A day at best, in terms of an 8-hour working day. But that's where I think different people have their different parameters. I saw the scoring rubric. Okay, I know, I have these scoring things which I have to do. For the nomination worksheet template and those parameters, I've read this through and I have this ready and saved on my desktop or in one of the folders. So I am all through with this. This is the time now. I would say that it will take 10 minutes or less. So I just go to nominate now and I nominate myself. So it talks about the Rising Star Award 2022. There's a data privacy agreement. So you read through this completely. Are you okay that the data will be stored for you? Because this is going to be used for times to come. If you win, it may be used to kind of showcase your work, your name across various platforms and all of this. And then if you're okay, you go and tick on the yes and you move to the next. Are you nominating yourself? So I am nominating myself for this award. And then let's see what was there. If I'm nominating someone else for the award, this is the nominator information. So this is my information as the nominator. And I need to be a coach to apply, and that's all is kind of given there, what all is there. So let's take, I am the self-nominee. So I am nominating myself and then I click next. So name of the nominee. This is my name. Okay, my number. So nominee's mailing address. So I have, Google allows this pre-filled thing, so it really works very fast. My city and state, the PIN code. Is the nominee a current ICF member in good standing? That simply means that are you a member of the ICF? You have paid your fee in full and it is continuing. Because this is one of the criteria. If you kind of don't have that membership continuing, you have a chance to be disqualified. So please make sure that your ICF membership is running in good standing. I am, which ICF, I am an ACC. So brilliant, because this form is already restricting for who it should be. So if I am an ACC, I know that, if I was a PCC and applying this, there is some error. But I'm an ACC, I can proceed. And this is also very critical. If you are a nominee or a nominator, you need to take a permission of the nominee that they are being applied. And if you are a coach applying for an organization or a department in the organization, you need to take the permission of the organization as the founder, the CEO, or whoever is that authorized person. I affirm that the statement is true. And next, in this section, upload the following. So this is that form which I have duly filled. So I'm just going to browse that file, using this to upload, and then I just go next. As a part of the nomination, then I just go next. As a part of the nomination process, we are required to give reference, and depending on which award it is, it could be one or two nominee, one or two references. So please make sure you are reading it through. I am supposed to give a recommender 1 here. This is a test, so I am giving PC Sunny, which is my future self in a way, when I become this. And the recommender email, so again, let me give my other email. So this is another thing. This is a CV or resume of the nominee, which I am supposed to upload. Again, this is kind of reiterating that I have taken the permission of the nominee, because the CV will always be available only with the nominee. It also makes sure, which we are saying, that you have to work with the nominee, even if you're a nominator, to make the form robust in terms of the work they have done. So that all has already happened. I have already got this resume of the nominee, or myself in this particular case.
Is there any, sorry to interrupt, is there any, guideline in terms of the CV or the nominee, 1 page, 2 page?
There is no guideline for the resume. It is up to you. And we know in the coaching world, there are coaches who have been coaching for a lot of time. There are people who have moved out of industry who have now come and work as a coach. And there are people who have, started doing coaching right up front from their career. There is no really kind of a indication or a criteria of how the resume should be, like any resume. The main purpose of this resume is it kind of gives an understanding of the background of the nominee to the jury. But more importantly, that consent is also coming from the nominee in terms of having this CV of theirs attached to this. And it kind of gives a wholesome picture which the jury can then use in terms of evaluation of the rubric scale. So that's the other thing. So we go to next. This is the recommender section. Again, this is not to be filled by me as the nominee. There's nothing which I have to do. The recommender will get an email which will have this section, because the recommender 1 or 2 will kind of have to fill the same form in terms of the rubric parameters again, and help as a reference for the nominee and that form.
Got it.
Okay, this is the terms and conditions.
Right.
Agree to it, and I am just pressing on submit. Voila, I
Wow,
am done.
it's done. I think it took less than 10 minutes.
Yes.
So if I have to summarize, then, I think it's in 2 parts, is that, what the nominee is doing, and it is also to do with the person involved, whether self or, the coach. And there's a bit of work, the references, they are also going to do. So 2 or 3 individuals might be included for the Excellence Award, and in terms of the PRISM Award, the individual coach and the organization, right? The process primarily is going to be understanding the format and the criteria for qualification. There's a sample page pre-filled. Take information or alignment with that and fill up your own. It's less than 300 words, not much of a text. And attach a CV. Keep your CV ready and updated with all your current accolades. And go to the website, and it's going to take less than 10 minutes to upload it. But the process completes when your recommender is also, after getting that email, is going to fill up his observation, his part of the nomination, right?
Absolutely, Devishi. And I'm so happy that you have been articulate what all I discussed very succinctly.
Thank you so much. This is an exciting Friday, and we would invite everybody to use the weekend to nominate self, nominate others, nominate the organization, and get started. Thank you. Thank you, Sunny, for the time, and the way you explained made it easy.